It is July 1st, 2025, so it is officially the second half of the year. And with that, as I was doing my journaling this morning, I just felt prompted to cast vision forward, check in with myself to see how I feel about the fact that half of the year has gone by. Um, and so, yeah, I was writing in my journal this morning. Um, I've mentioned, I think, on this channel that I've been journeying through the Artist's Way book. And I have officially reached week 10 in the book. And it's a 12-week process. So, my goodness, 10 consistent weeks of reading this book and journaling every single morning. Something that I've really committed to is the what the book refers to as morning pages. And early in the book, the author advises not to go back and read previous journal entries. And at the end of week 9, it mentions to go back and read some previous writing. So after I journaled this morning, I flipped back to a random page in my journal and reread it, and I want to share it with you all. So this entry is from May 16th, 2025. I wrote, "It's Friday. It's week 4. It's the middle of May, which feels crazy. Like 6 months ago, I was in a very different space, mentally, emotionally, career wise. So many inner shifts. My confidence has grown. My powers have grown. My self regulation skills have improved. And I'm getting better every day at practicing neutrality, staying calm and trusting, truly trusting that everything is working out." Whew. My younger self is spitting because it is. I'm going to do my best to do a tech fast this week. And I remembered that in, not to give too much away about the Artist's Way, but that was something that I felt led to do. And I wrote that I have some social media stuff to post so I can figure out that schedule and just get on to post and get off. So I was like priming myself, negotiating, if you will, around like, I want to do this tech fast, but I also have like obligations and responsibilities to brands and partnerships. Um, so I said that I'll only get on my business page, nothing else. No scrolling on IG, no TikTok, YouTube, or TV. Um, and I did that successfully for a week. And I remember just that time in the process back in May was incredibly fruitful for me. So it's really cool to just be reminded of that because I think I kind of forgot about it. I wrote that I should tell my husband that I'm going to do this tech fast because he's going to want to watch TV or a movie together sometime this weekend or the following week for sure. So this will be good for me to clear the voices and perspectives and truly give myself space to hear myself. I'm looking forward to spending time outside and writing and listening. And I'm also thinking, because I won't be contributing on socials, so I won't be like posting on socials either, that this practice could also be a chance to be intentional about contributing less in real life too. Kind of like a silent retreat. And truly just listen. And mainly listen to myself, even while I'm listening to others. And I mentioned particularly with my husband, because he's who I'm with and talk to the most. My mind is all over the place this morning, which is so interesting. I wrote that because I don't feel like it is in reflection. I wrote that I keep taking pauses from writing because I really don't know what to say. I'm hungry and my right leg feels sore. That's one thing I love about the morning pages, the author of The Artist's Way. She encourages like just write whatever comes up, even if it's super random, even if it's like just the random thought that pops in your mind while you're in the midst of a different thought. So I just kind of chuckle at myself here at that. I wrote, I keep looking around the room and getting distracted by some random thought, good ones and not so good ones, memories or fantasies or ruminations or ideas and goals or responsibilities, shit I've put on myself or that others have. I probably need to eat. Here I go, expressing my hunger again, because I feel myself feeling grouchy. And I wrote, I reminded myself, practice neutrality, babe. No, it's not required or recommended that I be chronically happy with myself or my life, but I also don't have to allow doubt or feeling low rule me. I can notice whatever it is I'm experiencing and just log it like a journal entry. There's nothing holding me to take on whatever feelings come up. I can let what I don't want just float on by. I can acknowledge being able to relate to a feeling and even give my mind space to feel empathy towards myself. Like, wow, I know what it feels like to be uncomfortable and feeling stuck with my situation. And I notice how that comes up in small ways even now. 1 second. Boston, lay down. You're distracting me from filming. Can you lay down, please, bub? It's like doing the most. And I hope my mic isn't really picking it up, but it's distracting me. Um, I notice how that comes up in small ways even now, like feeling uncomfortable or feeling stuck with my current situation. But I also don't have to take it on. Just notice and let it float on by. Don't allow it to overtake me. Don't allow it to determine or influence my actions. That's a choice. I have agency and the ability to choose how I feel. That's a big one because for so long, as someone who has like experienced chronic depression and anxiety, I have historically felt like I am not in control of my emotions, that they just are there and I am subject to them. So to write out that I have choice and agency in that is definitely like a huge kind of like breakthrough for me. Now, am I, even now, a few months after writing this, am I embodying that super, super well? Sometimes, but not flawlessly. So I think just this reminder is helpful. So I have the agency and the ability to choose how I feel and also how I act and react. Like I can notice something icky and I don't need to make a big deal of it. I can just clean it up or address it. I don't have to ignore it either. Yeah, I can simply just address it. And there's no need to become frazzled or embarrassed or ashamed or upset or take it personal. I also don't need to explain the ick. Its origin doesn't matter. And it's not unique in any way either. Everybody has ick. I'm not ashamed of mine, but it's also no one else's business. This is huge. Like feeling like I don't need to explain myself, why I am the way that I am, um, to other people, but also even to myself. Like if a feeling comes up for me, I've been practicing a lot lately, not focusing so much on like why I feel the way that I feel. Like it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but like what's most important in the moment is to notice the feeling and address it to like help me to feel better. And that's not sweeping it under the rug. That is like, I'm going to soothe myself. I'm going to be empathetic and compassionate and loving and gentle towards myself. And I don't need to like sit in the why. I don't need to overthink where the feeling came from. I wrote, no one else is responsible for or accountable to my ick either. And if my ick makes them uncomfortable, that's their work, not mine. I'm setting energetic boundaries. My tech fast means no music too, which means that I'll miss Cowboy Carter in Chicago footage. I want to go set design shopping today, maybe Home Goods or the at home store. They're kind of far though, and I don't know if I feel like driving for real. Maybe I'll go in that mercantile store here locally when I go on a walk later. I don't even know if I have workout clothes for real though. Ugh, here comes the ick again. That weird in between space where I can't get over the overwhelm I feel, and it just makes me want to stay stuck. But one step at a time today. Be loving and gentle with yourself. You're almost finished journaling. Next, brush your teeth, make the bed, take your vitamins, eat, smoke, be outside, and then you can go from there. You are not obligated to do anything or be anywhere today. Take that as the win that it is. Gratitude, not overwhelm. You literally can do whatever you want. And there's no obligation or shame in what you decide. Start with giving yourself what you need and check in from there. So I leave you all with that. I love you, and we'll talk soon.